The case of Fred and Rose West is being explored in a new 3-part Netflix docuseries, which features new insight into their horrific crimes. The Fred and Rose West case, one of the most horrific criminal investigations in British history, is being examined in Netflix's new true crime docuseries. Fred and Rose West, a British horror story, features new insight into the investigation through recently released police recordings of interviews with them. The investigation linked Fred and Rose West to multiple deaths that took place between 1967 and 1987. Many of their victims were uncovered at their home at 25 Cromwell Street, Gloucester, which was later dubbed a house of horror. Here is everything you need to know about the serial killers and what happened to them in the wake of their arrest. Who were Fred and Rose West's victims? Fred West and his second wife Rose are confirmed to have killed at least 12 young women and girls. The former is known to have killed 2 on his own, while Rose West is known to have killed her husband's 8-year-old stepdaughter, Charmaine. They raped, tortured and murdered their victims, dismembering their bodies and burying them in and around their Gloucester home, which is why it was given a House of Horror moniker. Fred and Rose West are suspected to have killed more women, and police continue to investigate the possibility of there being further victims. The investigation into Fred and Rose West began in 1992 after police became concerned over the safety of 5 of their children. They were put into foster care and interviewed by police, with several referencing a family joke of how they were told to behave or they'd end up under the patio like their sister Heather. Heather West had disappeared in 1987, but her parents had not reported her missing. When police were made aware of her suspicious disappearance, they decided to investigate their home in 1994. Fred West later confessed to killing her while being interviewed by police, and her body was found buried under the garden patio at their Gloucester house. The first of Fred West's known victims was 18-year-old Anne McFall, who was a nanny to Fred West's children with his first wife Catherine Costello. McFall disappeared in May 1967, and when her body was found it was discovered that she had been pregnant with West's baby at the time of her death. Costello became West's second victim. They had married in 1962 while she was pregnant with her first child, Charmaine, and they later shared daughter Anne-Marie. Costello left West in 1969. It was said she had experienced physical and sexual abuse by him. She disappeared in 1971. Fred and Rose West married in 1972, and it is shortly after that the majority of murders connected to them took place. Rose West is known to have killed her husband's stepdaughter Charmaine while he was in prison, and he buried her beneath their kitchen window. Their other known victims include seamstress Linda Goff, young woman Carol Ann Cooper, hitchhiker Lucy Partington, student Therese Siegenthaler, 15-year-old Shirley Hubbard, 18-year-old Juanita Mott, the West slodger Shirley Ann Robinson, and Alison Chambers, who was a frequent visitor to their home. After police exhumed the remains of 9 victims at 25 Cromwell Street, and after they had finished their search of the property, it was taken over by Gloucester Council, who razed the building to the ground. A footpath has since been put in where the house used to be. What happened to Fred West? In 1994, Fred West confessed to the killing of his daughter Heather. His confession led police to begin searching their Gloucester home, where the bodies of 9 girls and young women were found buried, including Heather. West confessed to multiple murders while being questioned by police, but later rescinded his statements and blamed the killings on his wife. During his and Rose West's interviews, the latter distanced herself from her husband and claimed she had no knowledge of the women and girls that had been killed. She refused to reply to his letters, and during their initial court hearings she also appeared distant to him, and which led to his change in statement. He was ultimately charged with 12 murders, but on the 1st of January 1995 he died by suicide in his remand cell before he could face trial. This left Rose West to face trial alone. Rose West was charged with 10 murders, and she pleaded not guilty in 1995. She was found guilty on all 10 counts, making her one of the most prolific serial killers in Britain. Rose West was given 10 consecutive life sentences with no possibility of parole. Rose West is still alive, and has tried to appeal her conviction but has failed to have it overturned. She was imprisoned in HMS Prison Durham, where she was said to be on the same wing as Yorkshire Moors murderer Myra Hindley. It was claimed the two had an affair, but both denied this. In 2019, Rose West was transferred to a prison in West Yorkshire.